Burnt. Directed by John Wells, this movie stars Bradley Cooper, Sienna Miller, and Daniel Brohl. This movie is basically about Bradley Cooper's character, who at a young age was a star chef in Paris. He had everything he wanted, but at a little bit too early of an age when he really didn't know how to hold on to it.
I was 16, I quit school.
I saved just enough for a one-way ticket to Paris. And maybe I just wanted it really bad, and then when I got it too early, I didn't know how to hold on to it.
He ended up kind of throwing everything away due to his bad behaviors and his drug habits. He ends up spending a few years to himself, kind of gathering himself, getting clean and all that sort of stuff. And then he goes back to London, comes across a bunch of his old co-workers, and he says, you know what, I'm going to start a new restaurant, and it's going to be the best restaurant there ever was.
I'm going to run the best restaurant in the world.
The big overall premise of this movie is that he's trying to get 3 Michelin stars. I guess in the world of high-class restaurants, there's these things called Michelin stars. They're kind of like those hidden food critics that don't tell you they're there. They just kind of go there and they judge your food, and based on what happens, if everything is perfect, you can get a star. If you're a freaking spectacular restaurant, you get 2 stars. Well, in this movie, he's shooting for 3. That's pretty much almost unheard of in this movie. There's one other guy that's had it happen. Kind of like a young Gordon Ramsay. He's always yelling at everybody, and even when the food looks spectacular, he's throwing it across the room saying, "This sucks." And that was some of the best stuff I loved about this movie. There are some positives. There was great acting in the movie. Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller, they portrayed these chefs like they'd been chefs their whole lives. They really had the tongue-in-cheek of sounding like they knew what they were talking about with this food. Also, when the food is on screen, it just makes your mouth water. It looks so good. I wanted to eat it. But that also kind of leads me into the negatives, because while the food looked amazing, they really didn't show a whole lot of it. There's a couple scenes where you'll see some plates come up real quick, but the problem is the movie really doesn't focus on that. The movie instead decides to focus on this really forced romance between Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller. I really didn't feel like there was chemistry between them in the way of a romance in this movie. I thought they had chemistry as chefs, but not as a romance. I mean, pretty early on, there's even a scene where Bradley Cooper gets kind of physical with her and gives her no reason whatsoever to like him. But of course, it's a movie, and everything has to lead towards a romance, apparently. And so the movie tends to focus on that when I really want to focus on all the interesting parts in the movie, which were on the food and inside the kitchen and everyone arguing with each other and them trying to make everything perfect to get this really good rating, and things go wrong and them trying to fix it. That was the really engaging stuff for me.
You are looking at that all the time,
yes,
yeah?
Chef.
You have eyes on it the whole time, so you hit the pass.
Yes, chef.
Yeah? Look at me. Yeah?
Yes, chef.
You up for it?
Yes, chef.
All right, let's go! Yes,
so while this movie was entertaining and parts of it were really engaging, they focused too much of a majority of this movie on the romance, and that was kind of a negative for me. And honestly, there is no real reason to see this movie at full price, so just wait for it to get out of theaters or see it at a matinee, because it is a one-night stand. And you'll forget its name later. Alright guys, so if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Also, if you're excited for the new Star Wars movie, please check out the link above and look at my theory on the new Star Wars movie coming out. And if you're still not really familiar with my rating system, please click on the link. And please stay tuned for more movie reviews after this if you can handle it. Go!